Hey, my name is Avi Aronov, and in this video I want to speak about one of the most and very important roles in your company. Okay, so when I actually started, and as I mentioned probably in the other videos that you watched about mindset and Bob Proctor, when I sat with him, the first thing that he said, look, what is the number one area of the business that you spend the most time in, and yet you need the most in your company at this stage, okay, at the beginning stages. And many people, many companies that we speak to also share with me a very similar pain that they are going through, but yet they don't understand the importance of this role that I'm about to reveal to you, which I'm sure you know about, right? But it's HR, human resources. It's one of the most important roles, and also comes within it the recruitment, the filing, the hiring and firing, the interviews, the exits, the postings, and everything that comes with that one role. Okay, so I will speak to you here about some of the experiences that I personally had with my HR individual. Okay, I will tell you the type of good things that we had with her and the bad things that we had with her as well. Okay, and the things that if I would have do it now, okay, I would eliminate certain things that cost me a lot of money and headache. Okay, so basically to start, okay, number one was the hiring for the roles. So what happened, we had overall over the period of time we had 6 recruiters, okay, that those 6 recruiters focused on, postings, interviewing, screening, calling individuals, and really hiring people. One of the 6 people we also had as a headhunter. Okay, so they actually call companies, okay, or individuals working in different companies and actually headhunting them. So what that means, let's say an example, because we had the sales role, right, that was open for pretty much unlimited amount of hires that we wanted to do. We had at one time over 60 people working consistently through. We interviewed thousands of people to make sure that we always have a consistent door of hirings. Okay, we had over 200 in the office telemarketers and thousands of people across India, Philippines, and Mexico, and a few other countries that we did call center with. Okay, so I know quite a bit about the process of hiring and how to make sure that it doesn't go out of hand, and you make sure that you control your costs on that. Okay, so what happened at the beginning, we actually focused on the headhunters, okay, as well, and we actually got a sales rep that came to work for us, right, from Rolls-Royce, Range Rover, Land Rover, and Jaguar, which was an amazing, more or less, achievement to us, saying, wow, from such a company coming to us, selling home improvement products, HVACs, windows, doors, garage doors, was a very big, shocking move for us, right? So that proved us that it works, and you can find different people in different areas if you have the right headhunter actually going for it. Okay, the other thing that we really also focused on from the HR perspective, and that's something that I will really recommend to make sure when you hire your HR, you put that to her awareness or to his awareness, okay, is that any increases or any payroll that will go out of the company need an approval of you as the founder or CEO of the company, the person that signed the checks. Why? So we hire somebody for, let's say an example, for this example's sake, $15 per hour, okay? All of a sudden, what happened, that individual had some time available, okay? So now that this individual had some time available, they wanted to add some tasks for him to do, okay? They add, let's say an example, okay, do filing, do ABC and whatever not. All of a sudden, next per hour I see quite higher. I'm like, how is that possible that all of a sudden it's so much higher if that happened? Apparently, the HR believed that it's her role to add an additional $3 for that person because of the additional workload that this person had to do. So when I saw this, I now didn't go to the individual and said, hey, we're gonna take it out, because that's already not right, okay? But I came to the HR and I was really shocked about that, and we had to have that hard conversation to put her on the notice that any future changes of that sort have to come through me, and my autograph have to be on paper before that it's done. Okay, it's super crucial. Now, you might think, okay, it's one. Now, it's better to cut certain things like that when it's earlier, then all of a sudden she went and did that, let's say, on an entire 100 people. Now, all of a sudden, this $3 times 100 in 1 hour times 8 hours in a shift times 25 days in a month, you are looking at a massive increase in your payroll. Okay, that it's not at the right time of your expectation. So you want to manage that. Okay, this is on the HR perspective. Now, to just go back to this area for a quick second, what happened as a founder and a CEO of the company? When I actually was focusing on hiring, okay, I was focusing on making sure that I make many posts, call all the applicants, screen them, interview them, bring them to see me, if it's at the coffee shop, if it's at the subway station, or wherever it is. And then what happened, I would take them on the road, send them maybe with somebody, a trainee, to train them and actually make sure that they are coming up to speed. So what happened, that's why the actual recruiter and HR was one of the key person to hire, because then they can sit all day in the office while I'm out there hustling to get some money, and they can post, they can recruit, they can speak with job facilities to actually find maybe bulks of employees and the talents that we're looking for, and many more. So it's maybe, let's say an example, you can find somebody for $25 per hour. Or let's say an example, if you want on salary so they can work from home and whatnot, and you can give them a laptop and whatnot, you can pay them $50,000 a year. Okay, and you can check in your area how much it is on Google. You can just Google that and see what is their average pay, and you can pay them that, right? But you don't want a complete beginner as well. It's very important to make sure that if they come there, so you want to make sure that you can figure out a way to translate to them that skills and what you're exactly looking for. And that's why usually it's better you get what you pay for. It's better to pay a bit more and get a better individual that has some experience and whatnot. Now, all of this also for your knowledge and for your ease as a founder of the company will get so much easier if you have the SaaS solution that we provide. So then with that SaaS solution, you don't need even to ask them and they feel all tension and whatnot. You can speak to them once a week, but on the platform, you have a dashboard. You can see exactly how many posts she did or he did, how many interviews, how many co-applicants and applicants, and everything will be on there. So that's so much easier. Okay. Now, what happened on the next topic, okay, here that we are looking at, is basically the filings. And this is so crucial. Now, it's important that I explain the importance of that and what's so crucial about that, okay? So filings, okay, it's very important in terms of the documents of what is the role, when they got hired, for how much, what is their position with the company, are they a contractor, employee, benefits, no benefits, and everything else that comes within that, okay? Now, why I say that? Because they, as a HR, will come with their experience and they will write all the documents on onboarding files, okay? And then they will keep those files in a filing cabinet or electronical. You will need to keep that also in the SaaS software will be the best place to make sure that everything is in employee or contact field, okay? What I will recommend you to make sure that even if they wrote that, take it to a lawyer so you have the lawyer gives you an approval with their insurance and everything on the files. Why? Or changes required, make the changes. But then at least you know that you are covered. Because for me, as an example, what I had, I hired somebody for a specific role, okay? And they got paid as a contractor. They perform everything as a contractor. And after we let them go, all of a sudden, they said, hey, I didn't get paid as an employee. We said, you never signed with us an employee contract. All of a sudden, they went to the labor board and everything, and it became a whole hassle. Went after that for 3 years in courts and whatnot. So I really suggest you to make sure that you do that. And as I mentioned, as a business owner and as a founder that helps other people have amazing jobs, feed families, and really help the community, okay? You don't want those type of people take advantage of you, and then you get discouraged as a business owner to do what you are really doing. And that's why I say to myself, you know what, I really didn't want to do those type of recordings for a very long time. But then I thought about this and I said, you know what, some people might like it, some people might not like it, some people might criticize that. But who cares? If I help one person and I help them not to go through those certain things, I'm already happy about that, okay? So this is a very important thing. Now, there for sure will be more elements of the HR, which I will be more than happy to bring, which will be one of it in the HR field, okay? It's basically exit interviews, okay? Exit interviews are super crucial. Why? Exit interviews are crucial because usually people, when they work at the company, they don't come and speak their opinion, their thoughts, because they're very fearful of all of a sudden you as an owner, a founder, or HR department that whoever they report to, will not be appreciative of their comments and their feedbacks. So then what happened as a result, they keep that back. And then all of a sudden when you let them go, they tell you so many stuff that will be able to improve the company culture, the company benefit to the consumer, and so much more. So I usually would recommend to have every 3 months, review with the individual to make sure that you can ask them those hard questions. What you like, what you don't like. Tell me something that you feel not comfortable with and everything. So this will be very important to make sure that you have as an exit interview, and then you can benefit from that. Another thing that I learned from those exit interviews, what I ask my HR department to do, it's actually have a box, okay, for all the employees in the office. So that box will represent basically ideas, okay, an improvements box. What that means, all the employees in the office have the right to come and write an anonymous or with their name, a note, put in that box, and once a week we will check what people are thinking. If maybe, hey, we want more get-together events, if we want to benefit the customer in different ways, the customer complain about that. This employee does something that, they don't want to say that that's what they saw, so they want to report it in an anonymous way. Everything happens in a company. At the end of the day, people spend more time at a company than they sometimes spend with their family. So you want to make sure that everybody feel comfortable. You see, you might be the founder of the company, and sometimes you have meetings with another individual. So what you want to make sure that you don't have any issues, future issues of saying all of a sudden the person that is facing you to say that, hey, they harassed me, they named me certain ways or something. You want to make sure that you have always a witness. Also, it's very good, if you remember in my other video that I was referring to about the content, will be phenomenal if you can tell your interviewer, hey, you know what, we're going actually to record that for the sake of the transparency of what's happening in this room, and basically you can use that for your copy of advertisements. You can use that for the sake of making sure that you are protected, so then there is no sexual harassment, no physical harassment, no other issues of that sort. So make sure you don't go to those areas, and you protect yourself and the company at the end of the day, because so many other people get the benefit of working for you and with the people around you. I hope it helped somebody. If you have any comment, question, feedback, please leave them in the comments, share them with us, and I will be more than happy to see how I can help you. And see you in the next one.